You're hitting the gym consistently, you're lifting heavy, you're eating more than ever, and yet the gains just aren't showing up. Sound familiar? The truth is, there are mistakes that absolutely kill your progress. Not small errors, but fundamental habits that can stall muscle growth for months or even years. These mistakes are often disguised as common advice or overlooked because they don't seem like a big deal at first. But if you don't fix them, your progress will suffer, no matter how hard you work. Let's break down the real reasons your muscle gains might be dead in the water and what to do about it. The first major mistake, training with no progression. If you're doing the same weight, same reps, same sets, week after week, your body has zero reason to grow. Muscle is your body's adaptation to stress. Without increasing that stress over time, a principle known as progressive overload, you're just maintaining. A common trap is going to the gym, getting a pump, and thinking that alone equals growth. It doesn't. You need measurable progression. Whether it's adding 5 more pounds to your lift, doing 1 more rep, or slowing your tempo, your muscles need a reason to adapt. Otherwise, you're just burning energy with no results. Second on the list is chronic program hopping. Switching routines every few weeks because something looks new or exciting is one of the biggest progress killers. Muscle growth thrives on consistency and progressive adaptation. When you bounce from one plan to another, your body never gets a chance to master the movements, build neurological efficiency, or respond to consistent overload. You don't need a brand new routine every month. What you need is a solid, well-balanced program you follow for months, not days, while making steady improvements. Variety can be good, but only after you've mastered consistency. Next, let's address one of the most damaging and common mistakes: not eating enough. This is the silent killer of gains for countless lifters, especially those training naturally. You can train like a beast, but if you're under-eating, your body simply doesn't have the resources to build new muscle tissue. Remember, muscle growth is a construction project, and you need raw materials to build. That means calories, especially from quality protein, carbs, and healthy fats. If you're not gaining weight over time, you're probably not in a surplus. Track your food intake honestly for a week. You may be shocked at how little you're actually consuming. Without a consistent calorie surplus, all your training goes to waste. Closely tied to that is underestimating protein requirements. Protein isn't just a gym buzzword. It's literally what your muscles are made of. Aim for around 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day. And it's not just about hitting the number, it's about spacing it throughout the day. If you're dumping 90 grams of protein into a single dinner and starving the rest of the day, you're not optimizing growth. Your body responds best when protein is spread across 3 to 5 meals per day, helping to stimulate muscle protein synthesis multiple times. This is especially important for natural lifters trying to get every edge they can. Another gain killer: poor sleep. People underestimate the power of recovery. You don't build muscle in the gym, you break it down. The building happens after, especially while you sleep. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone and repairs the microscopic damage you cause through training. Skimp on sleep, and you're essentially halting your recovery. You'll feel weaker, less motivated, and more prone to injury. Aim for 7 to 9 quality hours per night and make it consistent. That means going to bed and waking up at the same time, limiting blue light before sleep, and keeping your room cool and dark. Fix your sleep and watch your strength and size explode. Here's a subtle one that's often missed: ego lifting. Lifting heavier than you can handle just to impress others or chase numbers doesn't build muscle, it builds injury. When form breaks down, when you're using momentum instead of muscle, you take the tension off the very fibers you're trying to grow. Proper muscle building is about control. Can you slow the weight down on the negative? Can you pause under tension? Can you make the muscle do the work, not your joints or lower back? That's real training. Leave your ego at the door. Lifting with strict, intentional form will produce more gains than jerking around a heavy bar ever will. Another mistake destroying gains is neglecting compound movements. If your routine is filled with curls, leg extensions, and cable flies, but missing squats, deadlifts, rows, and presses, you're cutting yourself short. Compound lifts recruit more muscle groups, allow you to lift heavier weights, and stimulate more growth overall. They're also more efficient for people with limited time. Yes, isolation exercises have their place for targeting specific areas, but compound lifts should be your foundation. They provide the hormonal and mechanical environment your body needs to build real size and strength. Let's not forget about training volume and frequency. Doing too little or training a muscle group just once a week isn't enough for most natural lifters. You need to train each muscle group at least twice per week for optimal growth, hitting between 10 to 20 quality sets per muscle group per week. That might mean a full body routine 3 times a week or a push-pull leg split repeated over 6 days. The point is this: frequency and volume matter. Muscles grow from repeated stimuli, not just maxing out one day and forgetting about them for a week. One of the most frustrating yet preventable mistakes? Lack of consistency. Gains don't come from what you do once in a while. They come from what you do every day, every week, every month. Missing workouts, skipping meals, sleeping poorly. These small lapses compound over time. You may not notice the damage right away, but it adds up. Set a schedule and stick to it. Don't train based on how you feel. Train because you committed to it. Whether you're motivated or not, whether it's raining or sunny, your consistency is what separates long-term transformation from short-term enthusiasm. Another killer: skipping deloads and not managing fatigue. More is not always better. If you constantly push yourself to failure, hammer your CNS with heavy weights, and never take time to back off, you're risking burnout and regression. Every 6 to 10 weeks, take a deload, reduce intensity or volume to let your body fully recover. It's not a setback, it's a springboard. Smart lifters know when to push and when to pull back. The goal isn't to be wrecked after every session, it's to build over time. Muscle growth is a marathon, not a war. Let's also talk about ignoring mobility and flexibility. If your range of motion is limited, your form suffers. And when form suffers, so does your ability to stimulate the muscle effectively. Tight hips mean poor squats. Tight shoulders mean sketchy overhead presses. Investing just 5 to 10 minutes a day in mobility work can improve your lifts, reduce injury risk, and allow you to train harder for longer. Your muscles don't just need to be strong, they need to move well. Don't skip this. A sneaky mistake many lifters make: not managing stress. Chronic stress floods your body with cortisol, a hormone that directly interferes with muscle growth. High cortisol also leads to poor sleep, low testosterone, and increased fat storage. Lifting weights helps reduce stress, but if your lifestyle is a mess, poor time management, toxic relationships, endless anxiety, your gains will suffer. Take time to breathe, relax, and recover. Even 10 minutes of meditation or quiet each day can lower stress levels and improve recovery. Finally, one of the most overlooked mistakes: not being patient. You didn't build your current body in 3 weeks, and you won't transform it in 3 weeks either. Muscle takes time. Even with perfect training, perfect diet, and perfect sleep, natural growth is a slow grind. But the results are real and permanent. Stay focused on the process, not the quick fix. Trust your routine, make small adjustments when necessary, and give it time to work. Chasing fast results often leads to disappointment. Chasing consistency leads to real, lasting change. In the end, building muscle is simple, but it's not easy. Most people fail not because they don't try hard, but because they try wrong. These mistakes are the silent saboteurs of your progress. But the good news is, they're all fixable. Start correcting them today, and your body will thank you. The gym rewards those who train smart, eat right, recover fully, and show up consistently. Forget shortcuts, forget gimmicks, fix the basics, and the gains will come naturally, powerfully, and undeniably.